Hi there. So, I want to talk to you in this audio about journaling. And journaling is an amazing way to clarify your thoughts and feelings, connect to your values and emotions, and really dig deeper into situations that may have caused you distress in the past. And when we journal, we can do this in a safe and controlled environment, and it can help with your creativity, setting and achieving goals. It can even help with boosting your memory and help to keep you more organised. But in this audio, I want to talk to you about using it to help with your pain in particular. So, ways to start. It's really key that you have, something nice to write on, and you make this a really beautiful experience for yourself. So this is all in the intention. So this isn't just about spending 5 minutes scribbling down, thoughts just for the sake of because you're being told to do it, but to make sure that you are intentional with it. So create a beautiful space that you're going to want to sit down at. You may want to light a candle, or get yourself nice and snuggly with your favourite blanket and a nice mug of tea or something that's going to make you feel good. And using a nice book or a nice pen, your favourite pen where your writing always looks nice, and just really spend this time to connect to yourself. So when we talk about journaling and we start journaling our thoughts, it's a really good way to stimulate and create initial thought processes. And as we do this, we're able to gain clarity and really help the mind to understand what's going on a very light subconscious level. We're not gaining complete access to our subconscious, but we're able to really re-clarify and understand perhaps what our conscious mind is producing for us. So what I mean by this is, when you have created your space, you're going to want to ask yourself questions about the pain. So I think the best way to start with this is to write the first sentence into a title, which is something like, for example, I have this debilitating pain in my shoulder or in the lower back or in my knee, or I have a crippling fear that the pain is getting worse, something like that. And that's going to be the main title or the main thing that you're working through. So you can change this as you go forward and as you work through these issues, but for the meantime, once you've got your title, stick with that until you feel that you've consciously worked through it and you feel better about it. So once you've got this in a title, you're going to write, when did I decide this? When did I decide that it was a crushing fear? Or when did I decide that it was really debilitating? So you can write that as a question, when did I decide this? And then answer it. And when you answer the question, you're going to allow your mind to just explore it, and you're going to write down every thought and every sentence that your mind thinks of. And as you do this more and more, it's going to become a little bit more like free writing. You're going to be able to just really flow with what's coming out of your mind through the arm, through the pen and onto the paper. Sometimes it's so fast that your arm can't keep up, but that's a great start. So once you've written and answered, when did you decide this? You're going to answer, where did that come from? When you decided this, where did that come from? Did it come from you, or did you decide this from somebody else? Did somebody say this to you? Who was it? Why did they say this? And as you're answering these questions, you're going to allow any emotions to come up of what you think and how you feel from these answers. Some of them will be emotional, and this is important because you're allowing and creating space for yourself to release this emotion. And then you may want to write about what emotions came up for you as you were writing? And when they did, how has that held you back until now? You may want to write about what are you fearing will happen the most and why. And then I'd like you to think about the truth in that statement, because generally we catastrophize and we always think of the worst thing that's going to happen because we're so afraid of that pain getting worse. But actually, in reality, we just need to remember to come back to the present moment. So I'd like you to then think about and write down, am I able to come back to the present moment and stop myself from catastrophizing? And if you're not, what could you do? And then you're going to write about the positive things that you may have experienced from your journey with this pain. Because many people will think, oh, there's nothing positive about this, but actually it will have given you something. It may have brought you closer to some people. It may have enabled you to understand how resilient you can be. It may have helped you to understand and appreciate the parts of your body that are well, or to appreciate the people around you, or to appreciate the job that you have maybe that is accommodating, or perhaps that you have good days and bad days, but you can appreciate those good days when the pain isn't so bad. So I'd like you to think about some of the positives that you have from this pain. And then I'd like you to think about some of the things that you can do in the present moment that would help take your mind off the pain and focus it onto something really positive, which is something that may feel hard to do, but when you've got a little selection of things that you can quickly turn to, when you catch your thought and you remember that you are focusing on the pain, that you can divert your attention and place it into a positive energy. This may be something like playing your favourite music, or making a cup of tea for you to sit and enjoy in the sunshine, or having a conversation with someone that really makes you feel good and brings a smile to your face, something that you really appreciate. And the last thing to help you journal is to write down 3 things that you're grateful for each day. These could be really simple things like you're grateful for the coffee to help wake you up in the morning, or you're grateful for the sound of the birds that you can hear outside because they make you happy. Just small things like that, but things that will really help you, again, to focus on the positives. So this little journaling technique will just really help you to reframe your mind and to help you think about your pain in a slightly deeper way than perhaps you have the surface level of the actual pain itself, but what's underneath it and how it makes you feel in a slightly different context. If you have any questions or you'd like some more advice on this, please do reach out, and have a wonderful day.